You just did that whole takeoff and landing without the landing light.
Oh, that's right. I guess that, like you were saying earlier, it's not like make or break or anything.
No. I mean, legally you have to have it for passengers, but you don't have to use it. It just has to work.
Roger.
Hello my friends, welcome back to Late Departure. I'm Adam, and as you know, this is my continuing series to hopefully become a commercial pilot sometime over the course of my lifetime here, hopefully as soon as possible, but you know, taking my time and making sure that I'm doing everything right and training well. And while I'm doing that, of course, some days, you know, you got to take a break and also enjoy where you're at, and I'm here at a really interesting place called Banh Mi King, which is out in Winnipeg, and they specialize in these delightful looking sandwiches right here. They're Vietnamese subs, and yeah, I'm gonna go at these and you know, give them a try, and then afterwards I'll tell you a little bit about night flying in Steinbeck at Harv's Air and all that kind of stuff. Been having a lot of fun with that. There are also a lot of challenges, so let's talk about it. By the way, if you haven't been here, these are like amazing Viet Subs. They're so good. Amazing meat. Amazing all around. So you gotta try these. Come to Banh Mi King if you're ever in Winnipeg. Oh, wow. That lemongrass, pork, crispy fresh baked buns. Very good.
Perfect. All right, so we're pretty much good. So we will listen. We got someone coming in on the final here, and anything else that we need to have here in terms of lights or anything like that? We got our strobe lights on, or our nav light rather, our nav light on. So we're going to turn our taxi light on once we get onto the runway, so we're not blinding people coming in. All right, I think they were pretty good other than that.
All right. And if you want to see a little bit further ahead, so the difference between taxi and landing, taxi is a little bit lower, a little clear in, and landing is a little further out. So,
right. Your belt's nice and tight.
Clear, we're good.
I got it good there. All right, so let's clear to the right here, and we'll be able to make it before the next plane comes in here. Do you want to wait?
Yeah, it's up to you. If you feel comfortable going, I'm comfortable going.
All right. Steinbeck South Papa Tango Oscar taxiing on to 36 for immediate departure. Okay.
Get those for you.
Thank you.
Papa Echo is Airborne 36.
All right. We're lined up. Feet on the bottoms. What the heck is going to the turning on this plane? All right, feet to the bottoms. Throttle to full. Gauge is green. Airspeed alive. Steinbeck South, Papa Tango Oscar rolling on 36. And there's our rotation speed. And let's get the nose down, assume our right attitude. We're going up to 1600, and then we'll call that we're leaving the circuit. There's the tower way over there. The light doesn't look like it's completely out, but
it's going to be a little bit taller than where that red light is.
Yeah. So we are crabbing quite a bit, but we're maintaining a straight track here. Got 76 keyed up here. All right, and I'm gonna want to get the Steinbeck North frequency keyed up here.
It's the same one.
Oh, the same one. All right.
Yep.
So we're gonna be calling them up when they're about 5 minutes away here.
We're not 5 minutes away. We're like a mile away. It's like right there.
Down here. I'm going to need a little bit more.
Asking how you're doing center line.
Yeah, we got to get on that center line here. And watch the light. There we go. Only 60. Towards the end of the runway. And just
get straight. There you go.
Up. Right. Full stop?
That's, yeah, we can do full stop. Actually, let's taxi and turn around and come back for this one.
Roger.
There's a traffic on that might be joining us here shortly, so we should maybe radio call that we're going to switch runways.
Alright, we're switching the other way.
Yeah, let's do 1-5.
Alright. Stopping north traffic, Papa Tango Oscar, currently on 3-3 and just going over to 1-5 for another takeoff. Stopping north Papa Tango Oscar, lining up for takeoff on 1-5.
We'll see how the winds do on 1-5. I'm guessing we're going to have a little bit.
Flaps back up here. Yeah. Might get a better takeoff this time, we'll see.
Thomas on call, Papa Echo is on base, turning left for runway 36 for a full stop.
Alright, so let's just make sure we got everything. Let's make sure our takeoff trim went back to 1000 RPM. Our takeoff trim is set. Flaps are up and confirmed. Full rich. Carb heat off. Alright, so ready?
Ready to go?
Anything? Regular takeoff?
Yep, I'm ready.
Got it. Alright, feet back to the bottom of the pedals. Power full.
Sembix South, Oscar number Sierra on early
Gauge is
downwind
green.
for full stop.
Airspeed alive. Let's call positive rate this time if we get it. Right. There's our rotation speed. Positive rate. I guess we could turn off the landing lights at this point, but
It's probably good for them to get shut off. It's not a bad deal to shut them off.
Sure,
You can
let's
have
turn 'em
it
off
too.
here.
So you'll find that it doesn't help that much anyway once you're up here.
Roger. There we go. Yep. Okay. And look, runway. Great. Oh, that was a little. Could have pulled up nose quite a bit more. All right, let's go. Flaps up. Full. Carb heat off. And oh, there we go. Okay. Flaps are up.
So do you notice anything else on that one besides being a little flat on the touchdown?
Didn't pull up enough at the end there. But,
Oh, okay. That's
and positive rate. Definitely positive rate.
Yep. So you just didn't. You did fine, but you just did that whole takeoff and landing without the landing light.
Oh, that's right. I guess that, like you were saying earlier, it's not like make or break or anything.
No. I mean, legally you have to have it for passengers, but you don't have to use it. It just has to work.
Roger. The lights look pretty much the same distance here. I like that. Down the runway. Clear. And up. Yeah, there we go. Safe landing on the mains.
Yep.
Alright. Flaps up. Fixture full rich. Carb heat off. Throttle full. Right. Gauge is green. Good. Rotation. Oh, and positive rate. Very positive rate. That's actually not that bad. It's not that much different from day flying.
Not at the moment. It's fairly bright right now.
Right.
Yeah, when we get out to an area where it's a lot darker, it changes a bit. But yeah, I mean, it's not
No doubt.
not super different, really.
Right. Something I've been trying to do is slow down a bit better during the downwind, so I'm not freaking out my passengers. Like, I haven't actually carried any passengers yet, but that's what some of the instructors were saying you want to like ease out a bit. Don't go like straight into like just power out, dump flaps. Like make it as gentle as you possibly can.
Yep, that's part of that airmanship kind of idea. Is you're working towards being a professional pilot that wants to fly passengers, and then the goal is to, I mean, obviously safety is primary,
right?
But secondary to that is passenger comfort in that regard, and so you want to kind of think of what's going to be comfortable for them, and so if you're hauling cargo, they don't care. So,
are you feeling comfortable right now?
I'm fine.
Steinbeck North Papa Tango Oscar on final for 1-5. Right. That is okay. Safe landing.
Yep.
Alright, flaps up. Repeat off. Sure. Flaps are up. Throttle full rich. Throttle full rich. Throttle full open. And there's our rotation. And positive rate. Is that about a good time for positive rate?
Yeah, I mean, any time you want to look at, make sure that's good, it's fine. So, obviously, when you're taking off from a crazy slope runway, you're not going to have a positive rate at that point.
Right.
But you definitely want to make sure you have a positive rate before you reduce flaps. But you don't have to reduce flaps. So you're at this point, you're just checking to make sure that the airplane is flying properly, and you're not pitching up or pushing down.
Yeah.
So.
This headlight, the headlamp here has made it so much easier.
Oh yeah.
Like it's actually lighting stuff up properly.
Yeah, because if that all of a sudden quits working.
Look at this. I've still got everything here. Yeah, so it's if both things fail, that's when things get a little dicey. You gotta really memorize those needle positions, eh?
Sorry, which? Yeah, well that and just your attitude and flying that attitude, but
Roger.
that can get a little difficult too if all of a sudden you're on an obscure horizon and it's hard to see, then it's really hard.
Roger. Right. Flaps up, carb heat off. Bottoms, flaps up confirmed, power full. There's rotation. Positive rate.
No, I think with passengers too, you'd be fine. You don't want to go more than 30 degrees, but 30 degrees is, to me, is an acceptable bank angle in the circuit. You just don't want to go there abruptly. You just want to nicely, gently go into that 30-degree bank and then hold it at 30 and then roll gently back out. Oh, so that would be how to keep the passengers comfortable. Is not necessarily keeping it too shallow, but you're okay to go to 30. Just don't go there abruptly.
Got it. Right. Go, just flare. Runway, straighten out. Up. Right. Oh, that was a little rough. Right. Flaps up and confirmed. Heartbeat off. Throttle full. Gauges green. Airspeed very much alive. And rotate. And positive rate.
Yeah, so let's just quick head out to La Broquerie, which is just east of here.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a couple things up top and then come back. So
sounds good.
all of a sudden, this is one of those other risks we didn't necessarily talk too much about, I don't think, specifically. But one other thing is hard to see at night is what?
Clouds.
Clouds, exactly. So if all of a sudden we start seeing no lights,
180.
yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful out here.
Night flying is one of those things I miss doing when I'm not able to do it. So, in some ways, I find it easier to navigate at night because you can pick out the city the communities a little easier.
It's actually not as bad as I was thinking, like in terms of like if you have to do a forced landing, for example, something like that, you can still see the fields. It's not like...
Yep. Tonight you can. I wouldn't say you can always see the fields, but tonight it's not a bad night actually for an introductory.
Is it because of the snow that we can see the fields? Like otherwise we'd be able to see it?
For some reason, the moon might be a little bit brighter tonight. I haven't really noticed where the moon is actually. But if you have like a new moon where it's like no moon, and it's got overcast, man, it can be dark.
Right.
Yeah, so when you feel it's appropriate, let's maintain. I think the 3000 seems to be smooth here, so I think we can do a steep turn. So why don't we try one of those commercial steep turns that we tried the other day? Let's try it at night. A little more challenging, but let's give it a go.
All right.
So when you're ready.
I guess I'll have to use the heading indicator today. It's
or just kind of pick up a landmark. If you want to point towards Steinbeck so you can see it, that's fine. I don't mind using a landmark like that.
Let's do that.
So you can have a visual outside.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I'll use Steinbeck there. So let's clear right here. Don't see anyone there. Okay, we'll just do a little turn here out towards Steinbeck. All right, I got the Tower of Death as my...
All right, sounds good.
As my landmark there. So we got our landmark.
The trick is that you're not going to have much of a landmark that way. So just kind of keep something as your... So
1-4?
Yep.
Gotcha. All right, so we're all set. We're leveled out. We're stable. So I'm going to clear right here. Looks clear to me. All right. Now we're just going to keep that horizon right there across. Right, we're going to go for that 1-4. There's 1-4. Oh, 1-3. Unfortunate. Right. And we're going to go here. The horizon right there across. And there's our tower. I'm bringing out the power at 30. That was a little, wasn't as good as it could have been.
I think it was better than the other day. Although, yeah, the coordination, especially at the end, was like way out. I think you were trying to catch up your tower because you rolled out a little late.
Yeah.
And so you try to use a little too much rudder to fix that. And then there's a little bit excessive rudder on when you transition left to right.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, you were holding the air altitude was bang on. Pretty much. The 45 degrees was nicely kept. Airspeed got a little fast, so maybe a little too much power. But I mean, these two parameters, like the bank angle and the altitude, those are definitely flight test standard. Okay. And your heading would have been had you not. You just got to roll out just a little sooner, is all.
Yeah. Can I try another one to the left, maybe?
Please, go for it. Yep.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So we're stable. We're steady. Got the tower in front. Let's clear left. Don't see anyone there. And turn through, add a little less power this time. All right. That horizon right there. And come out at 1-4. And the other dray. Hold that back pressure. That horizon right there on the nose where I want it. There's my tower. And do a little earlier this time. A little smoother there. Okay.
Alright, so you need to do your steep turn at night for your flight test.
That'll be fun.
All right, that was good. That was definitely within standards. Maybe the airspeed was still a little bit high, depending on what he gave you. I didn't necessarily assign you an airspeed, so I think you got up to 100 knots.
Yeah.
But you're 95, so that was still within flight test standards. So.
I need to work on my on the speed. Well, the speed control is all the throttle basically, right?
Yep.
So.
Did we do an engine failure the other day? I can't remember now.
We did not, no.
Okay. Well, we didn't plan our fuel very good.
All right, carb on, 65 knots. Usually we're supposed to pick a field that's light and green. I got light and snowy. Oh, I see a beautiful one right there. It's super long.
All right.
I'm choosing that one. I'm getting down to my 65 knots. I'm going to... All right, I'm going to initiate my bow tie entry pattern here. 65 knots. Here we go. And we're going to do a cause check in the cabin here. So I'm going to try different mag settings. I'm going to try throttle. I'm going to try mixture. And you're going to tell me that nothing worked. Unfortunately, the engine is not starting, right?
No.
All right. So I'm going to queue up 7700 on my transponder. I'm going to 121.5 on my radio. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Cessna 172, Golf, Papa Tango, Oscar. 5 miles to the south of Steinbeck, 2,700 to 2 souls on board, putting it down in a field, Papa Tango, Oscar. And for my passenger on board, passenger seats full back upright, belts and harnesses secure, sharp object sunglasses please put away, loose articles secure. Please unlatch doors prior to landing, and please meet me behind the plane after landing. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, excellent. All right, so we're just about to come down to 1,000 feet of drop here. I'm going to warm the engine really quick, as per flight test guidelines. My key point, by the way, it's this field right down here.
Okay.
My key point is going to be right over here to give us...
Hey, we're doing this field or this field here?
This one right here, this long one.
Okay.
I chose this especially
Sure.
long one right here.
Yep.
Looked pretty good. See some trees on both sides, but otherwise looks pretty good to me. All right, and we'll do our initial engine securing here. So I'm going to turn off basically mixture idle, cut off, fuel selector valve off. This one right here going north and south. I'm gonna have a bit of a tailwind, unfortunately, but you know, that's them's the brakes. Okay. I'm coming out here. A little bit more distance, I think, here. You know what? I'm going to... I'm fine the way I am.
Yep.
All right. Our glide, and we're going to turn back around here. At about 300 feet, we're going to do another engine warm-up. Double check carb heat is on. Turn back.
What else could we turn on that would be helpful?
Our lights.
Right, so,
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is you're going to be turning the master off, so they're not going to be really helpful with the flare. So you got to kind of decide whether you want what's important, the landing lights or killing the master before touchdown. So
right,
it's going to kind of be one of those things where you got to just make a situational decision on that. It's probably still better to turn the master off, but it might be nice to have that landing light,
right,
to know when to flare, because we don't have lights to know that. So
typically I'd like to do 800 feet at sea level. Since we're at about 700 feet, that'll be about 1,500 or so when I start to turn in. I'll let you turn a little bit later because I do have a little bit of space here. You have the trees going around. I do want to get it set up, but it's an exceptionally long field, so it's not too bad. And okay, there. First, flaps down. Actually, more flaps here. And get to our 60.
okay, you can go around. I'm pretty sure you get your field here. So
Right, it's right along here. So we're
you got your field. You might have got to be careful with the road. We don't know if you would hit the road in there,
That's
but
true.
there is a road in the middle of this field. But that's okay.
10 degrees of flaps. Let's incrementally bring them back up. Another little bit of flaps there.
may have to turn the lights on.
Yeah, I think I will. So let's try that. Then do it kind of slowly, right? I know it's right around here.
There we go.
Oh, there it is. All right, I just passed over from the wrong side. Right, looking forward, straighten out the nose, nose up, out. Right, still on the mains. That was a lot of fun.
All right.
That was very cool.
Good.
All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun, and like I said, it was a little scary going into doing my night flying for the first time there, and since then I've been up for a whole bunch of flights, and I'm just going to share a few pictures here and there of me. You got me here trying to figure out my routing out to Kenora, Ontario in a night flight, and just flying over the city. Absolutely beautiful sights, and like my instructor said in this video, at nighttime it is a little bit easier occasionally to see where you're going and find out some of the cities, but at the same time, and maybe it's also because I'm in the prairies and there aren't too many landmarks, it can be really difficult to do paper-based navigation, and I've been doing my best. I do have ForeFlight as a backup, just in case I get really lost, but I've been trying my best, look at the lakes and look at everything around to try to find where I am. But ultimately at nighttime, as you can see, it is quite difficult, but it is a good challenge and it is a lot of fun, and it is quite peaceful as well, really. But as you can see, there were so many lessons to be had, lots of things that I learned about flying at night, about references, about the visual references that we have as we come in for landing at a runway. All in all, it was a great experience. My wife is actually going back to Vancouver in a few days here, so after that I'm going to have a lot more time for hopefully editing and posting videos. But another thing is I've been working really hard just on, learning all the things I need to learn for the commercial pilot's license, and really get down all of that knowledge and keep my studying going and keep reviewing my flashcards for my PPL and also for my CPL contents and all of that kind of stuff. And it's a lot of work, so I want to make sure that I'm keeping track and logging these experiences and the things that I'm doing, but at the same time I need to make sure that I'm balancing my education and my aviation studies with the YouTubing and video making and stuff. So while I'm still going to do my best to do that, and I have some amazing videos coming out, including I think a 360 video of me flying in the Citabria, which I got checked out on recently, so now I can go soloing in that, and hopefully I'll be up doing some practice to try to get better at my crosswind landings in the tail dragger there. But yeah, I got a lot of really exciting stuff coming down the pipe here, and I'm excited to publish it, and I'm just going to try my best to balance all those things together so I can share the journey along with you all who have been along with me this whole time, but ultimately to keep becoming a better and safer pilot. So in any case, I hope you all are having an absolutely amazing day here, and if you're out flying, fly safe, fly your best. Thank you again for joining me on my late departure here, and remember, it's never too late. See you next time.